Welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video in a minute. It's because I was busy with other stuff and all that. I'm not even gonna try to explain all that. But I have been wanting to review the whole Superion, um, the aerial bots and all that kind of stuff. I do have them all. Since they're pretty simple to transform and all that, I'm gonna do all four deluxes. You know, two bots in one video at a time, and I'll do Silver Bolt in one whole video, and then we'll do Superion. Yay! But this is Air Raid and Slingshot, and they were the first two of the aerial bots to ever be to be released in this series of the Age of the Primes. Let me think. They're actually pretty cool. I mean, they're deluxe. They're deluxes, so what do you expect from them, really? I do love their designs. If you look at photos from the movie or from the series, I would say it's almost pretty spot on. I mean, there's obviously parts that are, not supposed to be there, but I think they're pretty cool. And this is my first Autobot combiner ever. So that's kind of ironic or kind of funny in a way because Superion was the first Autobot combiner to ever show up in the Transformers universe. Alright, well, let's get one of them out of the way. Let's do this. This is Slingshot. I love what they did with his design. Lots of orange going on here. Nice red and black on his chest. A little red and blue for the wings. And a little... I mean, obviously, since he's a jet, lots of parts are going to be sticking out and all that. And there's really nothing you can do about that. He does not have wrist rotation. His arms can go a full 360 that way if you can maneuver it right. Clearly, I did not. Arms go out about that much. Yeah, forearm rotation. I would say, complete bend at the elbow there due to transformation. Does not go backwards. You got wrist rotation. His head is on a ball joint, so you do all the wiggly wagglies. Like I said, he has waist rotation. His legs can go out that much and back about the same distance. Got a little less than 90 degrees bend at the knee. You got leg rotation, and you got ankle tiltage. Lots of ankle tiltage. That's it for. Oh no, hold on. No, I'll show the accessories for him later here, and then we'll bring in Air Raid. His head. I'll show off the paint. Nice blue eyes. I really like what they did there with him. Red with the white. I also love the color scheme of Superion and the aerial bots. They're pretty cool. And like I said, they're jets, so a lot of parts are going to be sticking out. That goes that way. Autobot symbol there. What I was about to say is that his head is also on a ball joint, so you can move it all over the place. His arms kinda can do a full 360. You kinda have to move his arm that way in order to do that. Because of the wings. His arms can go out that far. About a little bit more than 90 degrees bend at the elbow. No wrist rotation. But they can go in due to transformation. So, there's that. Huh. I did not realize that he also had waist rotation. That's new. I didn't even realize that. Legs can go out that far forward and go out a little less than forward because of all this. I get about I would say almost 90 degrees bent at the knee. You got leg rotation. Does that move to? No, it does not. Okay. And you got a very weird ankle tiltage if you really wanted to do that, which I don't think is even possible. So, okay, put that out. They did come with their own weapons. I didn't bring them out. Okay, I found them. Took me a minute. It might have taken you a second, but it took me a minute. So they come with little blasters. Let's do air raid first. So his guns are just molds, no paint or anything like that. They're pretty cool looking. I actually really like his guns. Air raid, out of the two that I'm reviewing right now, I think air raid's my favorite at the moment. I just like how he looks with his guns and all that. I especially like how he transforms and like how bulky he is actually. There he is, like that. And then with Slingshot, he comes with a double barrel blaster, two of them. In the instructions, it shows you to hold them like this on him, and I mean you could do that. Absolutely. If I could put that there, we go. You totally could do that if you really wanted to. Me personally, I think it looks better if I can take these off. If you do it like, come on, there you go. If you do it like so, you put them on his forearms. They're little. I probably should have showed you. Hold on. There are these little posts or slots where you can peg them in, and you can totally do that. I think it looks better. Me personally, I like it. You could do whatever you wish. It's just, this is my opinion as far as that goes. And you got those two looking like so. As far as storage for their guns, I guess the closest thing to storage for both of them. Let's do Slingshot first. Really, I guess the closest thing to storage would be the back here. There's a post there, and you can just plug that in, and then on the same side, plug that in, and I guess you can call that storage if you wish. If you really wanted to, totally up to you. Me personally, I just like keeping them on his forearms. On air raid, closest thing to storage is really right here. There is this post here and a post here, and you can do that and that, and it kind of looks like an extra thing of boosters so you can fly. It does kind of look like that, and I guess if you peg in his wings, it does. But yeah, me personally, I'm not gonna use those. That's the closest thing to storage, if you ask me. All right, let's transform these guys, and we're gonna start with Slingshot. Gotta take the guns off. All right, now you're going to twist his forearms like this, and 180. sorry, almost said 360, but that would have been all the way around. Same thing on the other side, 180. You unpeg this, stretch it out. You turn his head, 180. And then you raise, so there's a bunch of like hinges and everything here. You raise this up, and there's a slot here and a peg there. And it will just peg right in. Same thing on the other side. Right in. And then you close this whole section in. And there's these two tabs here. That'll slide into those posts there. And just do that. You got that going on. And then you make sure the feet are straight, first of all. And you take both his heels and his toes and do that. Slide them down. Then you untab these. And then you connect. There's these tabs and slots and everything like that. You just tab them in. Then you bring this whole section down. Like so. Make sure it's lined up properly. And then you tab this back in. Then you bring the wings out like so. And then you bring this section out like so. And make sure you bring this down, one of the wheels. Alright. Put the guns over here. And now we bring in Air Raid. Take his guns off. First thing you do with his arms, make sure they're straight. Put his wrists in his arm. Then there's a tab there and a little opening, a slot connection here. And you just make sure that lines up and pegs in. Same thing on the other side, like so. Turn his head this way. Then bring his wings out. There's a little slot, I guess a tab there, just so it lines up the wing properly. I think that's what that's for. And it basically just holds it there for you. And now you untab this whole section. If I can do it, there you go. And then just bring this up. And there are these tabs right here that goes into these slots right on his shoulders. Like so. Now, almost done. Untab these. Well, I guess it's best to connect them first, then untab them. That's what it shows you in the instructions. Then untab these. And then there is a tab there, if you can see it. And a slot connection there. Make sure that goes in properly. Like so. Like so. And there is these slots on the front of his legs. And there are these tabs here on his thighs. And then you bring this whole section. This is basically mostly hinges. Undo that. And then you just slide this forward. Make sure that you get this whole thing lined up like so, and then do that. Otherwise, it's not going to fit properly. Then you bring these down. And then you rotate these. Like so. And then I guess you should have done it before you did his feet, but I don't do that. You just bring this whole chest piece out. And it's his other landing gear. And then you got that going on right there. And that's them in their vehicle modes. Stop wobbling. There you go. Yeah, it's them in their vehicle forms. Let's get a good look at them. And you saw the wings earlier. I really like how I guess proper this one is. I mean, it's more slim. I love the design. It's pretty cool with the black stripe. Really, it's just a jet form. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. And then with Air Raid, you just got this chunk here, which sometimes you get that with certain jet formers. It really depends on them, and it depends how they make it, really. And you just got the head sticking out, and got his arms sticking out. I will admit, as far as vehicle forms go, this one is probably the best. But when it's robot forms, this one is the best. So, I mean, if you look from the top, he's perfect. But if you look from the bottom, not so much. And as far as storage for the weaponry, it's kind of obvious. You just peg it in the same locations that I showed you in his robot form. Both of them, actually. And you got those right there. And same thing on here. You peg his guns on the same locations. And then there you go. You got that going on. And then I just realized I never did comparisons. Alright, I guess we'll do that last. But basically, these are... there's another thing I didn't show about Air Raid. I'll do that too. But basically, you got that going on for Air Raid and Slingshot. Air Raid is the right leg of Superion, and Slingshot is the left arm of Superion. Just clearing that up for you. I did my best as far as that goes. As in research and photos from what I have seen. And that's why I think I could be wrong as far as the legs go, but the arm thing, I'm 100% sure. Let me do the comparisons real quick. Alright, that took me a little longer than expected, but that took you probably a second. Alright, we're going to do Air Raid first with some comparisons, if I can just do that. There we go. With Scrapper. With Bone Crusher. With Hook. With Long Haul. And with a character I have not done a review on yet, but with Scavenger. And you got that look going on with you. And we'll just reverse it. Slingshot with Scavenger. With Hook. With Long Haul. With Bone Crusher. And with Scrapper. And you got all that going on for you. So, there you go. And another thing I wanted to show with Air Raid I did not show before. You can take these panels off. His other, the top part of his wings. I don't know what you would call them. You can use them. I guess you can use them as like a sword or some type of blade. I mean, it shows that in the instructions or whatever. I've seen people do it, and I'm like, no. Me personally, I don't like it. I don't like the look of it, but I'm just gonna show it to you because it's a thing that if you want to do when you get this figure, or if you have this figure, you got that going on for you. And I don't like it. I just don't. I'm gonna put that back. I'm gonna put all this back because I don't like that look. That's all. I just like it better with his guns. Alright, and I think that is it for Air Raid and Slingshot. I almost said Slingshot and Air Raid, but that would be reversed. I will do reviews on the what are the game? Firefly and Skydive next. So I will do that tomorrow or possibly today. I have no idea. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe. Give me comments on what to do next. I guess that would be it. Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds right to me anyway. But yeah, like I said, just give me insight on what I should do. What I should do for my videos and all that. I would really appreciate it since I am starting out new. I have no idea what I'm doing. All I'm doing right now is just recording a video and then uploading it. But yeah, please, I'm actually begging all of you, the people that watch my videos, give me some insight on what like programs I should do to edit my videos and all that kind of stuff. I really hope you like the reviews I do. I am doing my best. Just letting all you guys know. And here I go talking about stuff that has nothing to do with Transformers. It just has everything to do with me. And that's not what we're here to talk about. I apologize. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.